this next piece that we got to cover is going to have to do with setting up the Ether channel. And we went through all that lecture, and we saw PAG-P, and we saw LACP, and we looked at active and on and desirable and auto, and it looks scary, and it's not. It is beyond easy, okay? So right now we're sitting there saying, all right, we know what Ether channel is. We know what its purpose is. We know it's designed to combine switch ports together into one. That's the easiest way to say what it is. All Ethernet interfaces must support Ether channel with no requirement that interfaces be physically contiguous. Remember the word contiguous we talked about earlier. They don't have to be 1, 2, 3, 4. It can be 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11. Okay, just as long as they're on that switch. They have to be operating at the same speed. So either fast Ethernet on each side or gigabit on each side. They have to be either running full duplex on each side or half duplex on each side. Once again, I can't think of any reason why you would want to run anything on half duplex. The VLAN also has to match. So all interfaces in the Ether channel must be assigned to the same VLAN or be configured as trunk ports, okay? Which is what you're looking at here. An Ether channel supports the same allowed range of VLANs on all interfaces in a trunking Ether channel. So if the allowed range of VLANs is not the same, which means if I'm allowing VLAN 1, 2, 5, and 10 on one side, I have to be allowing 1, 2, 5, and 10 on the other side. That's all. So in this graphic here, you can see that each side is 1 gig, each side is full duplex, each side is VLAN 10. That being said, I can now create channel bonding, so to speak. All right? So here, it's not going to work. Why? What was that, Alex? They're not in the same VLAN. One's in VLAN 20, one's in VLAN 10. Okay? So they would have to change that port's access. Ether channel is disabled by default and has to be turned on. So that means you just can't go and start plugging up your ports. Okay. Step 1, specify the interface range that you want to use. So in this case here, if you look at switch 1, you're going to do config T, interface space range, space FA01-2. That puts you into interface range mode. Create the port channel interface with the channel group. You'll say channel group, then give it a number. 1. They got to be the same on each side. Make the mode active. The identifier specifies the channel group number. The mode active identifies that this is an LACP. Remember, active is not what it's called in PAG-P. To change layer 2 settings on the port channel interface, enter port channel interface configuration mode using interface port-channel command, followed by the interface identifier. So in this example, S1 is configured with an LACP Ether channel. The port channel is configured as a trunk interface with the allowed VLAN specified. If you don't put the switch port trunk allowed VLANs, okay, it will allow all the VLANs that are on there. So it's as simple as interface range FA0/1-2, channel group 1 mode active. It'll create a port channel interface, port channel 1. You'll notice it says it created it port channel 1. Now, it's no longer, here's what's important. It's no longer interface FA01, FA02. Those two ports have been changed to port channel 1. Then you're going to say, I want this to be a trunk. So interface port channel 1, okay? I'm still basically in interface mode, okay? Basically, but it doesn't say IF. Then I say switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk, allowed VLANs 1, 2, and 20. So our syntax checker on that, okay, we want to enter interface range mode for fast Ethernet 1 and 2. Use FA0, 1, and 2 as your interface designations. So we'll just say we're already in global configuration mode, so we'll do interface FA0/1-2. Okay, and what didn't it like? Oh, because I didn't do a range. So interface range FA0/1-2. You'll notice I put spaces after and before the hyphen. That's not required on all of your commands. Okay, it didn't like that one either. Okay, interface space range FA01-2. Maybe it doesn't want the hyphen. Oh, they actually put a space after the 0 on that one. I don't think I've ever typed it that way before. So interface range FA01-2. Okay, now they want us to display the options for the channel group command. So just do a channel group. And then they want a question mark. Right. The options are 1 to 6. Okay, that's the only option they gave me. So now I go back into, I'm in the range, I do channel group, space 1, and then display the next option. Okay. Now, what mode do I want my LACP channel to be in? Okay. So the option is the mode Ethernet, the Etherchannel mode on the interface. In this case here, we're going to enter mode and then see what those modes are. So if you're thinking this is monotonous, it's because they are trying to pound into your heads here that the syntax for getting into the range. So now we're back to channel group again. Group 1, mode, question mark, okay. I can choose active, auto, desirable, on, or passive. You'll notice at this point, I have not chosen whether or not I'm doing LACP or PAGP. If I choose active, it's LACP, period. If I choose auto, that means it'll do PAGP only if it sees PAGP on the other side. Because you remember, auto is passive. If I put down desirable, it'll enable PAG-P. It'll actually start looking, searching for PAG-P on the other side. It'll try to negotiate a PAG-P channel on the other side of the link. That's what desirable does. If I say on, then it's just doing Etherchannel. It's not doing LACP. It's not doing PAG-P. It's just Etherchannel, period. That's helpful if I'm doing, say, an HP Pro curve on the other side. If I say passive, passive is the same as auto, but it's LACP. It is not PAG-P. Okay, so now we just want to use LACP unconditionally. So that means we're going to say this is going to be an active piece. So we'll go back into our channel group. One mode active. Okay. As you can see, if we look what happened when we did that, okay, so the line protocol on interface F1 is changed to down. Okay, line protocol on FA2 is changed to down. Then it brought F1 up, it brought F2 up, and then it brought it down, then it brought it down, and brought it up again. Then, at the last line here, it says interface port channel 1 has now been changed to up. And the line protocol on interface F2 has changed to up. Line protocol on port channel 1 has changed to up. So now, we're still in the interface mode, okay, for the range. We configured the switch port settings on the port channel that was created. So now we want to enter configuration mode for port channel 1. So you'll see interface port channel 1. Now I'm in, okay, I'm not in a range anymore. I'm in interface mode. So interface port channel 1, and they want me to configure this as a trunk. Now, you're just treating this not like an Etherchannel port, right? That was just like if I was doing FA024 to make my trunk. I just want to say switch port mode, trunk. And then I want to do my allowed VLANs. Of 1 and 2 and 20 to be able to cross over that trunk link. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN. Okay. 1, 2, and 20. That is all you got to do. So now you got to go ahead. I want you guys to, we have the Etherchannel packet tracer to do. I'm going to go ahead and put that in Schoology for you. And then you're going to have a troubleshooting packet tracer to do. And then you're going to have a lab to do as well in the 6.4 section. Okay. When we're troubleshooting, first off, verifying is troubleshooting pretty much, okay? Learn your show commands. So show interfaces port channel. Instead of showing IP interface brief, you're going to show interfaces port channel. It'll tell you that we created one called port channel 1 that is up. And that's really pretty much, doesn't really show you a whole lot. Then we say, show me the summary of my ether channels. So we have one channel group in use. And it's using FA01 and FA02. If we show Ethernet port channel, it gives us a little bit bigger of a description. And then show interfaces Etherchannel. And it's just a little bit more detailed description of everything that we got going on, really. Okay. It says the interface is FA01. It's part of Etherchannel Bundle 1. The protocol for it is LACP. Okay. Common problems that we might have on Etherchannel would be desirable mode. If the allowed range of the VLANs is not the same, the ports won't form the channel. If we have VLANs are incorrect, the native VLAN is incorrect, the speed is incorrect, the duplexing is incorrect. All of that would give us a problem. Okay? Remember when we were doing dynamic trunking, okay? If you use dynamic trunking to create the link, it could also cause a problem. Typically, Etherchannel PAG-P or LCP is configured first, and then you would do your dynamic trunking. When we're troubleshooting, view the Etherchannel summary information. So do a show Etherchannel summary. Look at your port configuration on them. Make sure all the VLANs are correct. Check to see if they're in trunk mode. Okay. Check, like in this group, this one here, you've got on S2, you've got them as desirable, and on S1, you have them as on. What's the problem there? If you go on and desirable, will it form a channel? No. On and on forms a channel. Desirable and desirable forms a channel. Desirable and auto forms a channel. Okay? So in this case here, you're viewing the channel configuration by doing a show run. So next, you just got to go in and then change S1 to be either desirable or auto. Okay? And then go back and make sure that's up and running and that's right. All right, so then you're going to have a packet tracer on troubleshooting Etherchannel. The first couple packet tracers you're going to do are going to give you all the directions, just like they always do. The last one is an implementation. Okay? Implementing is different than creating and configuring. The configuring ones give you directions, implementing does not. These here are the ones that truly test on whether or not you have the knowledge to do the job. So go ahead, I'm going to assign all these. I would suggest getting your equipment and doing your, getting your labs done first. You got plenty of time. It's only 10 o'clock. There's plenty of time to get all the packages and all the labs done. Okay? So why don't you guys work on your packet tracers till lunch and then do your lab when you come back from lunch. Got it? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this video, and then I'm going to post those up on Schoology along with everything else, along with your assignments for the week. Got it? Let me finish.